Welcome back to the Lunch Table Food for Thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, rate. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, iHeart, and Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us in your cars. You don't have to look at my face for like an hour for every episode. My next guest, though, my boy Chuck Dizzle from Homegrown Radio. He also does Payday LA, somewhere in LA. And I just went through one night, and I think I had seen this guy on stage killing it. And now he has this project out called Everybody Loves Dreebo. And if you didn't already know, he goes by the name of Dreebo. Dreebo, what's up, man?
What's the deal, man?
Yeah, man.
Everybody loves Dreebo out now.
Hell yeah.
Quick plug.
It's funny because then you have, like, it's the play on, like, Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
Why'd you end up doing that?
Just because it was, I thought it would be cool just to flip that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, it kind of stemmed from a lot of times when I show people my music, I haven't really come across somebody that's weak. You know what I mean? So that kind of played into, like, Everybody Loves Dreebo. And it's basically me saying, like, one day you going to love me. Or, like, if you really tap into the music and listen to it, you going to come away like, oh, this dude is dope.
Yeah. I think now, too, like, with the word love just smack in the middle, it brings some sort of, like, positivity to the whole thing,
exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's a little strong, you know what I mean? Sometimes people be like, you know what I mean? But I thought it was cool. So once I kind of came up with the idea, made the first little graphic and put it out and saw that, like, people kind of gravitated to it, I was like, all right, I got to do that.
It's nostalgia, man, really.
For sure.
Very much nostalgia. Were you watching I hope you were watching Everybody Hates Chris growing up.
Sure.
Okay.
I love
about
that
to
show.
say, bro.
Yeah, Terry Crews is my favorite character in that show.
Okay.
He's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I would be watching like the Wayans brothers growing up on BET too.
Yeah, oh
like,
man,
shit.
Wayans Brothers is a classic.
Yeah.
Wayne, probably Jamie Foxx, my number one.
The Jamie Foxx show? Yeah.
That's
So good, man.
Jamie Foxx. He's stupid talented and just hilarious. I love that show. I probably watch every episode like 30 times. Yeah.
So then who's the guy who made the Magnolia beat? Whoever the producer was, he ended up Pierre on the track or whatever. He ended up using like that Jamie Foxx
exactly.
tag.
I didn't even know that. I thought he like actually had Jamie Foxx come do it first when I first heard it. And then I peeped, and I was like, oh, that's from that episode. Yeah. That's crazy. I was smart of him, too. Because eventually, I think, like, I heard something about, like, he eventually linked up with Jamie Foxx and kind of that was able to make that connection. Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
Shit, I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah.
All I knew is back in the day, like, BET was really one of my favorite networks because, like, black people have, like, the best comedy in the world, in my opinion.
For sure.
They really do.
Yeah. BET's hard.
Yeah, have you been on like BET Experience out here?
I haven't actually. I went to like, you know what? I'm lying. I went to one. When was that? Either 17, when I think Kendrick had like ended the BET Experience thing in the Staples Center. I went to that, but I didn't go to like the little stuff in between throughout the week. Yeah. But I went to like the main show.
Okay.
But that was dope.
Hey man, sometimes the main show is all you need, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I remember being at BET Experience for the radio station last year, and it was just crazy because like our stage was facing this way, then there was a stage against us, and like stages all around us, and everyone was playing music. I'm like, bro, this is not good. It's not good. It's just too much music going on right now.
You don't even know what you listen
to. Exactly, bro. So it's weird. Anyways, man. So Dreebo, is that your real name?
Nah.
What's your real name?
Naeem.
Yeah. So then how'd you get Dreebo?
That came a long time ago when I was just strictly an athlete, and I was just like bullshitting with music just because I had a lot of time on my hands, and then it was like this video, and I was like. I thought he said Dreebo in the comedy video. And I was like, I'm going to be a rapper and name myself Dreebo. And then I just started calling myself Dreebo. And then, like, when I was in college, all my homies and people on my team and stuff, they kept calling me Dreebo. And then I became Dreebo. And then there was a time where I really tried to change my name back to Naeem, and I wanted to just go by Naeem. Yeah. But then people kept calling me Dreebo. So I was like... That's it.
Well, even like I know a couple Naeems.
Yeah,
that's why. So if you kept Naeem, it would have just been like lost in the sauce.
A little bit, yeah. You know, what I mean, it is a unique name, but it's also like there are people out there named Naeem, especially within certain communities because it's Arabic and all that. But people kept calling me, and so I was like, I guess I'll just stick with it.
Hey, fuck it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with the name Dreebo,
It
dog.
works, and it rolls off the tongue. So I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. So, what sport were you playing in high school?
Football.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much before music, I was just a football player, student athlete, just trying to go to the league.
I feel you. Were you like, because you said you had some spare time to like create music.
Yeah.
So did you like usually in high school, like when you do a sport, that's literally that all takes your time.
Yeah. So in high school, yeah, that's what it was. But as I went to college,
Gotcha.
that's kind of when the time management and you kind of managing your own time went to play. So my school slacked a little bit, but 'cause I was just not doing that as many times. But I still ended up, getting my degree and everything. So that's cool.
What's up, bro.
Yeah.
What'd you get your degree in?
Technical communication. It's complicated.
What is it?
It's basically communication, but it's like the technical side of it. So it's like wording and putting things together. So like people with a technical communication job could go do something like writing instruction manuals and stuff like that for like, setting up this table or some shit and taking like complicated material and like normalizing it and making it understandable for everybody basically.
So it's also like, let me just make sure I'm in the right realm of things. Yeah. Like, let's say you update your iPhone. There's like that user agreement. You guys would type up like,
shit like
the shit
that.
people don't read.
Basically. And so, but I mean, through that process, I learned a lot, like technical wise, learning different graphic programs and creating websites and all kind of different little stuff. So like the going through it was like more beneficial than the actual degree a little bit for me with what I do now.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to kind of like know how to maneuver within technology.
Well, even with that too, because you're writing, I'm assuming like your classes was just like a whole bunch of writing.
Yeah.
That directly correlates with rap because you got to write your shit.
Exactly. So it allows you to, and part of why I have a way with words, you know what I mean? And so learning, you know what I mean? And just being able to convey your thoughts and convey like clear and concise messages is one of the biggest things that I got from that.
Well, that's why when I was listening to Everybody Loves Dreebo, that was the first project I like heard you on. I know you have some projects from before.
For sure.
But, just listening to like newer artists, a lot of them don't have the articulation skills.
Yeah.
And so when I was listening to your shit, I was like, oh, I can clearly understand him.
For sure.
And, he's not slurring, he's not mumbling or anything. So then now it's all starting to make sense because it came from like the technical writing degree.
Exactly.
That's cool. What college did you end up going to?
Missouri Science and Technology.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went there, and that was like the second college I went to, basically. I started out going to Pittsburgh State and then transferred, and then that's where I got my degree from.
Gotcha. So, why'd you end up, like, transferring?
Basically, because if anybody who knows football, like, the whole recruiting process, they get you there, they doll you up and all that, you feel me? And so basically they hit me with the okie doke and they kind of sold me something that they didn't give me when I got there. You know what I mean? And so
that sucks, man.
Yeah, so I had to leave.
They just like shelved you?
Yeah, basically. And then I got on the field, was balling when I got on the field, and then they kind of was like, well, this guy's been here working hard for 3 years. I'm like, that don't matter to me. Like, I'm better than him. But it's just how it goes sometimes.
So then did it crush you knowing that like you couldn't pursue football as a career after that point?
Nah, because the main reason why I couldn't go further with football was injuries. So it was like out of my control in a sense that it was like it was easier to deal with. And then at that time, I fell into music. So it's like, even though that football, not being able to pursue that was a little void there, it got filled by the music. And me being able to kind of just express how I feel. Because I'm not really one to, like, talk to people about how I feel a lot. So music is kind of like that therapist for me in a sense.
Okay. So then, like, because music is so, like, therapeutic, who were you listening to growing up? Because that must have been, like, helping you out a lot.
So heavy Lupe.
Lupe, really?
That's my favorite rapper. Yeah. And that's so like he was heavy listening to growing up. Obviously like the Kanye, Snoop, but I'm really based on R&B. Like I grew up listening to like Music Soul Child's my
Oh,
favorite artist.
yes.
Like
Okay.
any genre, like that. Music Soul Child's my number one favorite artist. Like I like Patti LaBelle. You know what I mean? I listen to oldie because I used to kick it with my mom a lot, and my
Yeah.
mom be in the car and she playing.
She's
I'm just
playing
liking what
R&B.
she like.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So she's heavy R&B, heavy reggae. She listens to rap and stuff too, but mostly R&B. Even to this day, I listen to a lot of R&B when I'm not like listening to myself or my homies or some hot shit.
No, I was so happy for her to win a best R&B album.
Yeah.
Even though it was just like an EP.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what I mean? I think like now more than ever, R&B is really making that like stance in the music realm because
Definitely.
like I want to say maybe like in the early 2000s, that's when R&B was very prominent. Then it kind of just like died
Fell
out
off
for
a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so like the popularity of rap and like most people wanting what rap looked like. That's probably why it kind of fell off a little bit because most people were choosing to rap versus sing.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean, even people who could sing, it probably was easier for them to rap. So they like, all right,
You know, that's true because like Drake and Big Sean really put together like the whole singing rap thing.
Yeah.
And then you had people like Chris Brown who was a straight up singer like turn into a rapper eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And had his little period where he's just rapping, you know what I mean? And I mean, for somebody who sings and rap, it is a little easier to rap than sing. So I can't really call it, but it's definitely, you know, I think it's good to have a balance if you can do it.
Mm-hmm. You know, being so heavy with like the R&B side of things, I'm surprised you never really pursued like being an R&B singer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good one. I be asking myself that too sometimes. I be like, man, how come? But I know I used to think like R&B, you gotta be a sex symbol, and I wasn't trying to be no sex symbol. I can't. Be, it's just not me. You feel me? Like you either like me or you don't. You know, but. I don't know. I've been singing a little more. The Black Valentine's Day project that I was just telling you about earlier, off camera, that's gonna have a lot more singing. The last one has some singing on there, but this one kind of like more of me like singing, you know. So, you know, we'll see what kind of response I get off that, and if it's good, you know, I might just kind of throw it out there a little more often.
Yeah. You said earlier before this podcast you were from like West LA, right?
Yeah, West LA.
Now I'm even really surprised that like you're not. Like, amongst everybody that you mentioned in terms of your influences, the only West Coast rapper you mentioned was Snoop.
Yeah. But, I mean, I for sure, like, grew up on the DJ Quick, Sugar Free, all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it wasn't like I know Sugar Free's mixtape that Sugar Free fans know. You know what I mean? Like the third one. You know what I mean? Like, I know the hit records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like I was, like, mobbing around to that shit. You know what I mean? But... that's just who I am.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Even you, like, growing up, like, you weren't, like... Were you, like, getting in trouble, or were you really just, like... You were just, like, chilling?
I mean, I kind of been a chill guy, for sure. Like, my mouth would get me in trouble more than, like, me doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? I was, like, a talker backer, smart talker. Like, had a response for everything type kid.
Yeah. Would you get into it with your mom a lot?
Not really. I was scared of her. I'm still scared of her. I'm grown, and I'm like, I'm cool on you, mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She a real thug.
But then, like, with the homies and shit, y'all would just be, like, slick talking a lot.
Yeah,
then.
you know what I mean? And in class and stuff, and, you know, and not going to class and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was a good kid.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem very just, like, chill.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm real easygoing. I try not to, you know what I mean, give my energy to too many things that don't really matter. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
Just because it can be stressful on the mind, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm paying attention to things that don't really directly affect me all the time, then that's me giving my energy away from something I could be giving it to that's going to help benefit me and my life and my family or whatever I want to do, you know?
Yeah, because the more energy that you put into something that is not beneficial for you, it literally just distracts you from doing everything else you need to do.
Exactly. So, like, as I've grown up, I guess I've always had it, but, like, as I've grown up, I was able to understand, like, why I was certain way in situations or whatever.
What kind of situations are you talking about?
Just in general of, like, things not going a certain way or, like, things like me getting in trouble but not really caring. You know what I mean? Like shit, like just certain shit that would happen in my life, and I'm kind of like, damn, why does that not affect you? You know what I mean? But I'm still trying to figure that out. But I think it's like I kind of just give to what I see is like important to me.
Yeah,
You know what
I hear you. And I think even based off law of attraction,
Yeah,
people who are like that will naturally gravitate towards you.
for sure.
So, like, you know, even you being on, like, Payday LA, like, what's your relationship like with, like, Homegrown and Chuck Dizzle and all them?
Oh yeah, they good peoples. So like I linked up with that through Prez.
El Prez?
Yeah,
Okay,
Prez.
okay.
He put on the event and stuff, so I linked up with that through him. I think Chuck Dizzle heard about me through a Traffic project a
Okay.
little while ago. Traffic dropped. I want to say it was All Blue Everything, and I did a song called In the Morning on there.
Okay.
And then that was kind of like one of the records he gravitated towards on the project, and so that's kind of how I got on his radar. And then through just me continuing to work, you know what I mean, Payday, we kind of linked up. I went and performed with TF and Bale when they did their Payday in
That, yeah,
November.
that was the day.
Yeah.
That was the day.
Yeah, so I went and performed with them, and then that's when I was able to, you know what I mean, chop it up with Chuck, and then did mine, and then, you know, just trying to continue to build those relationships. But I fell into that essentially through the homies.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good way to fall into it,
Yeah,
though.
for
Like,
sure.
sometimes you just need, like, one plug, and then, like, that plug can, like, open up your doors to, like,
Exactly.
everybody else.
Exactly, and then it's just about what you do with it after that.
Yeah, so then have you been, like, a frequent, like, since that day, have you been performing at Payday pretty frequently?
Nah, that was my first one. So,
Okay.
well, really my second because I did the one with TF and Bale, but that was my first as, like, my set. So hopefully I could do another one this year, you know what I mean, put that together. But
yeah.
It was dope, like, dope crowd, you know what I mean, good response, you know, people was vibing with it. And just like, it's a real dope event for real. They got a good thing going over there.
Was that the first time you performed live in front of people?
Nah. I've done, been doing shows. I've done a lot of shows in the Bay, actually.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, that's why I like the Bay, because those are my best shows for real. Like, last year, I did one in May with Neff the Pharaoh.
Oh,
And that
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
shit.
It was lit. That was probably, like, my best show ever, and it was stupid lit. Like, that shit was, like, memorable.
Yeah.
And then before that, I did another one in, like, 2015, opening up for Fora before he, like, really
dude.
popped off. Yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty good, like, resume you've had
Yeah, I've
for, like,
done a
opening up
couple
for people.
things.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've done a couple things.
What was it like? So you performed before Neff, before you did with, like, Fora, right?
Yeah.
So was it scary for you knowing that, like, Neff is, you know, kind of like a big deal in the
Yeah.
Bay?
I mean, not scary because with Neff, that was last year, and I have a decent little following in the Bay, so it's like I had a good turnout myself, which made it more comfortable because it's like my peoples is here.
Okay.
And then I mean, I'm somebody that has a lot of confidence in myself. I may not show it a lot because I'm pretty nonchalant and pretty chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really come off as cocky too much. So it's like you may not know, but I have a lot of confidence in myself. So like me preparing myself prior allowed me to not really feel like too many nerves or feel like the moment was too big for me.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, I felt like
You're probably
I'm
one of
supposed
those.
to be here.
You're probably one of those people who are like, man, fuck it. There's 5 people, we going hard. There's 100 people, we're still going hard.
Exactly, because literally with the Fora show, the day before I did so the Fora show was the day after my birthday in August that year. And then the day before my birthday, I did a show opening for Joel Ortiz. And but I was like the first opener. So it was like super trash. Like it was like 7 people in there. And I'm just like, man. But you know what I mean? It's like those are the moments that people don't see and people don't know you go through. And those are also the moments where you kind of hone in on your craft and you kind of can see like, all right, can I get the attention of 7 people? Because if you can't get attention of 7, you're never going to get 1 million. It's over with.
Man, drop those gems, bro. Drop those gems.
It's true, though.
No, it's real shit because I don't think a lot of people see, like, the grit and grind that happens in order to even get, like, the amount of followers that, like, you have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's like you perform at, like, the 7-person venues just to prep for the 100-person venues,
Exactly.
just to prep for the 1,000, and so on and so forth.
And that's why, like, now I'm in a position where I feel like I can't wait till I get the opportunity to, like, go on a tour or, like, go on my own tour, because I can just imagine, like, how it is or how much easier it is to perform, or, like, when everybody's coming for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody know your records. Everybody already lit before you even walk out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that feeling is, like, so much different.
So you being able to open up for Nef the Pharaoh, Joel Ortiz, and Fora, and based off what you just said, like, do you think that you personally are ready to hold a tour where you are able to grab enough people for all those dates?
Not right now. No, I don't think so. I think that's something that's, like, a goal of mine to build towards. So, like, as far as headlining my own tours, that's down the line. But I'm also a forward thinker, so you know what I mean. I'm thinking 3-4 years from now type deal. You know what I mean, or however many years from now. But, like, I think I can be on somebody's tour and really put on, like, an amazing show. You know what I mean, rivaling whoever's coming after me.
I like that, man. I like that a lot.
For sure.
So TF, you had a song with TF
Crunch
on
Time.
Everybody Loves Dreebo. I fucking love
That's
that
my
track,
shit,
bro.
yeah.
That's a good track.
Stupid. He went so hard when we was recording it. He was supposed to have 16. I said, man, just keep going, man. Just do your thing.
No, yeah, because then at one point I think like the beat kind of like stopped, kind of, and then I was like, is he done? And then he just went on for a little bit more. I was like, all right, bet. Well, what was that like process for you guys, like recording that song?
We actually recorded that at my crib. He came through. We wasn't even really planning to record that. You know what I mean? That was a record that I was actually, like, I had the open verse and I didn't really know who I was going to give it to. Mm-hmm. And then we was in the session. I'm like, hey, I got this open verse, you know what I mean? And I played it. He liked it. He just started writing right then and there.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? He writes pretty quick. So he came up with it quick and then threw him on there. He knocked it out. And so he knocked out the first, like, 16. I'm like, man, just keep going. That shit's too hard. Like, that's too hard. Just go to the end, and I'm going to end the song when your verse stops, because that shit's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's a really cool process because, like, I think I've known TF for about, like, maybe 2 years or something.
Okay, yeah.
2-3 years. And, like, it's cool seeing him work with the Schoolboy Q's and, like, the Traffics, and then him tapping back in with, like, his community, like, being on songs with you. I'm just like, oh, shit, like, it's very humbling of him to, like, do that type of shit.
Yeah, for sure. TF good peoples, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's the homie for sure.
For sure, man. Dreebo, so even, this controversy has been going on for, like, ever, right?
Yeah.
How February, a.k.a. Black History Month, is the shortest month of the year. We got the Grammys, the Super Bowl, and the NBA All-Star Game. Like, what are your thoughts in regards to all of that?
Man, it goes back to my point of, like, putting your energy to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. They ain't never cared about black people. They're not gonna start. You know what I mean? Black History Month should be year round within you and your community and how you look out for your people or our people. You know what I mean? Like, me, I do things throughout the year, you know what I mean? Not just for black people, just, you know what I mean, just trying to help people that I can help, even if I ain't got it like that. You know what I mean? I do what I can. So it's like, they gonna try and distract you. That's inevitable, and we all know that. So it's about being aware enough to understand those distractions and kind of continue to try and progress for yourself and be happy for yourself and put that into the world.
Yeah. I kind of see it as, like, as you said, there's no really way to, like, go about it. So the best thing you can do is really just give back to, you know, your surroundings and the people around you. In what ways have you been helping out, like, people in your circle?
So for me, it's like one thing that I know I can do, mainly because, like, me and my family own a restaurant. It's like I feed a lot of people, you know what I mean? So, like, I'll feed homeless people, or I'll, you know what I mean? Usually when I see homeless people, I ask them if they're hungry. If you're hungry, I'm going to get you something. If you're not hungry, then I can't help you, you know what I mean? Because I'm not really the guy that just gives cash, you know what I mean? Just because I don't know what you're going to do with it. And I don't want to be that negative influence. So it's like every year for the last, I think this year was the 6th year, me and my wife and a few of my family members, we get together and we go feed the homeless on New Year's Day.
Wow,
So
dude.
like we did that this past year. We did like 200 like meals for them. Like it was just like sandwiches, bags full of like a sandwich, some little snacks and water and stuff like that. And so like I just try to do what I can, you know what I mean, and just try to do it throughout the year and not just like, oh, it's February. Let me say what's up to some black people, or you know what I mean? Like, let me say black people are tight because it's February. Black people are tight in June too. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, it's like a life thing. It's not really a month thing. So the fact that Black History Month is in February, that almost don't even mean nothing to me because Black History Month is 12 months out of the year for life.
Preach.
You feel me?
Preach.
So that's how I feel
Preach.
about it.
I fuck with that, man. Oh, so all the food, all the sandwiches and whatnot that you give to the homeless, is that all coming from like your family's restaurant?
Oh, nah, we buy that. So we
Damn.
like go buy the turkey meat and all that. And then it's like, I think it was like maybe my brother did it with us this year. He came down from Seattle.
Younger, older?
Older. I'm the youngest of 5.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, so they came down. So it was probably like maybe like 8 to 10 of us. We bring the kids and stuff, and everybody helps out, and we pack them. It's like a big-ass assembly line. We dropping sandwiches, putting cheese and all that stuff.
Damn, man.
So my dad made soup this year, so we were able to like give them hot soup.
And where are you guys like working out of when you do that?
So we do it out of the restaurant.
Okay.
And then we drive around downtown and just kind of find who we find and just pass them out.
Every year.
Every year. So it started in the Bay, actually. So it started because one Christmas, like, one of my brother's wife's sister, like, worked for Starbucks. And she just had hella Starbucks sandwiches. So we took a few of them. And then we got home. We was like, we ain't going to eat this. You know what I mean? So then we was like, on New Year's, let's just go give them out. So we just went and gave them out all through, like, downtown SF. And one dude cried. Like, a homeless dude legit was like, thank you, like, cried. Like, I appreciate this. And I'm like, damn, that's a Starbucks sandwich. You know what I mean? So for me, that was like, damn, this nigga, like, he that appreciative of a Starbucks sandwich. And then that kind of stuck with us. And so me and my wife was like, we should continue to do this. So the next year, her and her parents, we bagged up some bags. I think that at that time we only did like 50. And we did like 50, went around downtown SF just handing them out. You know what I mean? People like, you guys with a church? They like, where's this coming from? I'm like, nah, we just good people trying to help out. You know what I mean? And then it went from 50 to 100 to 150 to 200.
Wow, bro.
You know what I mean? And this year coming around, we're trying to do 500. And we're also going to like open it up to the public. And whoever wants to come help, donate clothes, whatever they want to do, they're going to be able to do that.
See, bro, I wish I had known you like a couple months ago because me and Jasmine literally just moved in here last month and I just had a shit ton of clothes and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know what, I don't know where I should donate this shit to.
See,
but
damn,
like,
that would have been perfect.
But you know what I mean? Like, I think what you and your family are doing for the community is such a huge blessing, man.
Definitely.
Like, because me growing up in San Francisco, like, I seen so many homeless, and then moving out to LA, there's fucking tents everywhere, bro.
There's homeless people everywhere, and it's like, sometimes people look down on homeless people or look bad, but it's like you never really know what got somebody to there. You never know what they was born into that didn't even set them up for an opportunity to not be where they at. You know what I mean? So it's like I try to like just not look at why they homeless and just try and help them with some food if I can.
Mm-hmm. So for you personally, like, why is it important for you to do that every year?
Because of how appreciative they are of it, to be honest. Like, because it's people out there who ain't ate in weeks, you know what I mean? And then just some random dude or some random people come up with some food, and they like, thank you, I ain't ate in weeks. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could do this every month. You know what I mean? I wish I could, but I can't. So it's like that is what gets me to do it every year, regardless. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what I got going on, every New Year's Day is dedicated to that because of how it affects them. and how appreciative they are of it. And because of the fact that if I don't come, maybe they don't eat for another 2 weeks. Yeah.
Damn, man.
It's crazy, but it's like, it's good, you know what I mean? And it's good to get the kids out there and to get them to see it and do it. And they're able to, like, you know what I mean, understand sharing and giving back early, you know, because that shit's important.
Yeah, because you said you had kids, right?
No, I don't have
you
kids,
don't have,
but
like
the kids, like my nieces and nephews and stuff,
Gotcha.
and like my homies' kids and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, even like them growing up and seeing like their dads and their uncles doing that type of stuff, it
Exactly.
stems something in their heads like, oh, I should be more giving
Yeah,
than receiving.
exactly. And they're subconsciously gonna be a little more selfless. You know what I mean, because of that. And they're gonna understand, like, no matter where I'm at, try to do some good. You know what I mean? Whether it's at home in LA or if I'm in Idaho, you know what I mean, at college. You know what I mean? Try to give back to whatever community I'm a part of.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think what's really cool is that, like, your family's on board. Your wife is especially on board, too. So it's like, it's really like despite it also being like something that you give back to the community, it's also a family event.
Exactly.
How old are you again, bro?
I'm 28.
28.
Yeah.
And you're married already.
Yeah.
How long have you been married for?
I'm in year 2 right now.
Year 2.
Yeah,
Congrats,
so
bro.
Appreciate it.
When did you know wifey was the one?
Shit, like 10 years ago.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You guys have been together for 10 years.
Yeah, we met when we was 19. Went through all the little bullshit, you know what I mean, and like getting through all that bullshit and coming back together is kind of was like, let me know, like, yeah, she the one, you know what I mean, and it was like who she is to me, how she makes me better. She keeps me like striving for more. She keeps me on my shit. Like, I feel like the right woman or the wrong woman could make or break you, you know what I mean? And so it's like, when you know you got the right one, you better handle that.
Well, that's why, I ask everybody this question, which, like, do you think you can handle, or is it possible to have a relationship while, you're in the music industry? Because, music is very,
For sure.
especially in hip-hop, it's very weird,
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And it's like 9 times out of 10, people say yes, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in the sense of, like, if you're the right person and they understand everything that's going on, like, it's good to go. But no, if that person doesn't.
Exactly. And that's the part, the biggest part, you know what I mean, why I know she the one for me, you know what I mean, because she's supportive of everything, you know what I mean. She be in the studio taking pictures for me, you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. I come in, I bring the studio from the garage into the living room, and she, you know what I mean. She like, do your thing, you know what I mean, because she believes not only in me, but she believes in what I'm creating. She believes in the vision, and she knows like my work ethic, and she knows that I can do anything that I put my mind to. So she's supportive of that.
Yeah, man. Just seeing as how strong your guys' foundation is, I think when you guys do eventually, like, have kids, the kids are gonna grow up, like, very, very cool, and, like, they'll be aware of, like, what's around.
I hope you're right. You feel me?
Were you guys ever talking about, like, kids recently, or no?
We was, and then we kind of like, my biggest thing was always waiting, just because, like, I want to make sure, like, that's the one thing I can control. Right? Like, I can control when I try to have a kid. You know what I'm saying? But I can't control how the kid turns out. You see what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that when I try to have a kid, I'm the best me first. You know what I mean? And she's the best her. And that way we can give our best to that kid, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think especially, like, being in hip-hop where not everybody has both their parents like in their lives, which is like heavily promoted in hip hop. Sure. Like, I think that can lead to like a door for people to realize, like, yeah, I can be a dad and I could be a rapper. Yeah. I could be the cool rapper dad type of thing.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you could just be you, and that's my big thing. Like, I'm just me, man, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But it's like, I'm not going to hide my wife to make it in music, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like not be me to make it in music. I am who I am. If it work, it work. If it don't, I'll figure something else out.
Preach that, bro. Yo, I'm gonna cut that whole section up so I can. I'm gonna send it to you like, yo, show wifey this.
Yeah, yeah, she always get love in the interviews, man. You know what I mean? She the one. She tight.
That's what's up, Dreebo. So Dreebo, the project's out right now.
Yeah.
You said you had Black Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Black Valentine's Day 2, which is a joint project with me and the homie Grammy Season. He produced Lil Bebe for Danileigh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we did
cool.
Black Valentine's Day last year, got a good response, so we doubling back. That's going to be coming out hopefully this month. And then Everybody Loves Dreebo out right now. And really, like this year, I ain't really told nobody this, but my plan this year is to drop a project a month. So, so Black Valentine's Day is 2 of 12.
Yeah.
In March, I got a project with me and one of my other producers, Andy Ray. That's going to be 3 of 12. In April, I'm going to do a project where I produce it all.
Damn.
And then in May, I'm going to do a joint project with my brother.
And then, like, basically, it sounds like every project that you have coming forward, you're working with a different producer.
Usually, yeah, so I got like 4 that I really work with heavily. The homie Andy Ray, homie Grammy Season, Jay Dawa, and Loaded Great. Those are the ones that I kind of like. Like, those were all the ones who had something on Everybody Loves Dreebo. And I did stuff with Loaded Great on Man in My City 3. And just like, I kind of try and stick to the people who was rocking with me before, people who are somebody was rocking with me.
So then how long have you been rocking with Grammy? Because for him to produce something like Lil Baby, which is like a hit right now, like it must be cool to you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy seeing him win, you know what I mean? Because, I haven't known him that long, actually. Like, we linked up through one of my friends that's a model, the homie Chris Motley, shout out Motley. He brought him to a release party of mine. And then we linked there, and that was like August 2016, I think. Yeah, August 2016. And then from there, we just kind of started working, you know what I mean? Working. And then we came around and did Black Valentine's Day, too. We had the idea of doing a joint project, and then we did it. And then, you know what I mean? We got a lot of music in the cut. Like, we got song. He sent me a song the other day that I forgot about.
That you already recorded?
Yeah. He was like, hey, we got to figure out what to do with this joint. I'm like, damn, I forgot we did that. So, you know what I mean? We got a good, like, connection and a good vibe going, you know what I mean? So we just trying to hone in on that and, really make some noise this year.
For sure. And, to see somebody make a hit like that, it's
Man.
like, it's promising.
And it's
confirmation,
promising, you know what I mean? Because I know his sound and I know the capabilities of his sound. So it's like, it just it like lets me know that, like, he is as good as I think he is. You know what I mean? And as good as he think he is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has that capability of making smashes. And it's funny because I actually had a song to Lil Baby, to that beat. And
did he give you the beat first?
Yeah. So I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like, I didn't even know her shit existed. And basically, he sent me the beat. I'm like, oh, this hard. And I did some shit to it. And then basically, I was in the studio one time, and then I heard her record. And I was like, oh shit,
it's the same beat.
Yeah.
So so let me get this straight. So Grammy, for everybody, Grammy produces Lil Baby, the beat.
Yeah.
He gives it to you first.
Well,
you rap over it.
Yeah.
And then later on down the line, you hear Lil Baby by Danileigh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
Crazy, huh?
Do you have the track?
Yeah, I actually put it on SoundCloud, but then I took it back. I took it back on there. So like,
hey,
but I'll show it to you.
Behind the cameras, man, I need to listen to that shit.
I got you.
That's funny. I was a fan of Dreebo, but now I'm like really a fan of Dreebo. And like, even from like the Danileigh shit aside, it's like, I think the fact that like you really help out your community is like the one thing that really makes me really love you as a person.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Like, that's some really dope shit. And then the music.
Appreciate it.
Y'all need to listen to that shit.
Yeah, go tell
Everybody Loves Dreebo out now, bruh.
You feel me? Got the new merch on the way. Don't even worry about it.
Dreebo, where can everybody find you, bro?
You can follow me on Instagram at Everybody Loves Dreebo. Twitter, Sincerely Dreebo. ShopTheHomies.com. Coming soon for the merch.
Yay! This is The Lunch Table. Food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Dreebo. And we are out, everybody.
We out.
Peace.
Appreciate you.